Hi, this is JB with PayHOA, and today let's talk about banking. So PayHOA's whole purpose is to make it easy for you as an administrator to come online, to invoice your owners, for them to receive an invoice, to know how much they owe, and to make it really easy for them to pay. But as they pay, that money obviously needs to go to a bank account or bank accounts somewhere. At the end of the day, PayHOA is bank agnostic. We will deposit money into any bank account that your association has, whether it be a big box bank, a local or regional bank, or a local credit union. So as long as your bank account will accept payments from us, we will send the payments that we process to your association's bank accounts. Now, we're having a bank account with a great connection with good online banking, and for us to be able to pull transactions from that bank is in the transactions section, because we want you to be able to fully utilize PayHOA and to do your bookkeeping, to do your accounting within the system. And having a bank that has a great bank connection with us becomes important here, because we want your transactions to automatically flow into PayHOA. To do that, for 95% of the banks that our associations use, we use a third-party application called Plaid to pull those transactions from your bank into PayHOA, so that you can click on the line here and assign it a category and assign it a vendor and update that line item so your reports will make sense when we look at your balance sheet or your profit versus loss and those types of things. So Plaid is first class, top of class technology, but because of that, they really like to call the shots. So they have very strict security and technology guidelines, and our big box banks can usually meet those and make it easy for us to pull transactions from your account. But sometimes when we look at regional or local banks or even credit unions, they just don't have the technology or infrastructure to really work with Plaid, and so it's sometimes difficult for us to pull those transactions or to get those transactions from Plaid. Additionally, if there are several people on the bank account, one of their credentials changes, that's going to break the connection with Plaid. So there could be some lag time until someone comes in and fixes the connection or reestablishes their credentials where transactions are not being put in. So again, you need to keep an eye on the transaction field to make sure that they are coming across consistently and that has not broken. If you are currently experiencing issues with your bank and know that the Plaid connection is not great, then we do have another solution, and we do have an integration with a bank called Alliance Association Bank. AAB for short is based out of a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona. It was founded in the 1990s and in Las Vegas, and really kind of grew with the housing boom in Nevada and Arizona in the 90s and early 2000s. Obviously, there's lots of planned communities there, so lots of HOAs, community associations, and condo associations. So AAB is really a niche. They only work with HOAs, condo associations, and community associations. So that's their only business, and they really pride themselves because they have great accounts, operating and reserve accounts, and CDs, that it's very easy for us to help you get an account open, for you to have your reserves in a money market account, or for you even to buy an option of 20 different CDs in various lengths and minimum balances. With AAB, we have a direct connection with them, so we don't have to utilize Plaid, and in transactions, your transactions are automatically going to flow there. So there's never a chance of worrying about the Plaid connection breaking with AAB. One additional benefit they have as well is they have their own lockbox facility. So that gives you a PO box, a mailing address that your owners can send their paper checks to, or have their personal bank's bill pay send a paper check to. The lockbox staff opens the envelope, scans the check, deposits the check into your association account, and then comes into PayHOA overnight, and then marks that account as, or adds that payment to the unit's profile to their ledger, and so then that updates their payment on any invoice that they've made. That lockbox is free if you're Alliance Association Bank customer. They have their own lockbox facility, so it's a great member benefit for your association to offer a free payment method rather than the online versions that are going to have some processing fees associated with it. So again, that's kind of our basic banking information on PayHOA. If you have any questions, be sure and let us know, and I hope that you have a great day.